Chloe had always been a skeptic when it came to the supernatural. She didn't believe in ghosts, demons, or anything of the sort. But when her aunt passed away and left her the old mansion in the countryside, Chloe couldn't help but feel a little uneasy. The mansion was huge, with sprawling grounds and a grand entrance that looked like it hadn't been used in years. As Chloe stepped inside, she felt a chill run down her spine. The air was thick and musty, and she could swear she heard whispers in the darkness. Ignoring her fears, Chloe began to explore her new home. The mansion was filled with old furniture and dusty trinkets, but there was something else there too. Something that made her skin crawl. As the days passed, strange things began to happen. Objects moved on their own, doors creaked open in the dead of night, and Chloe could feel a presence in the empty rooms. She tried to convince herself that it was just her imagination, but deep down, she knew something was wrong. One night, as she lay in bed, Chloe heard a faint tapping at her door. She called out, but there was no answer. Slowly, she got out of bed and approached the door. As she reached for the handle, it turned on its own, and the door creaked open. There, in the darkness, she saw a figure standing just beyond the threshold. It was a tall, shadowy figure with glowing eyes and a sinister grin. Chloe gasped and stumbled back, tripping over her own feet and falling to the ground. As she lay there, shaking with fear, the figure moved closer, its eyes fixed on her. Chloe tried to scream, but her throat was dry and hoarse. She closed her eyes and prayed for it to be over. But when she opened them again, the figure was gone. Chloe sat up and looked around, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew then that she wasn't alone in the mansion, and that whatever was there with her was not friendly. One night, as she sat in the library reading an old journal, Chloe discovered the truth about the mansion's past. According to the journal, her aunt had been obsessed with the occult and had dabbled in dark magic. She had summoned a demon spirit to the mansion and had been unable to banish it. Chloe scoffed at the notion of demons, but as she read on, she couldn't help but feel a creeping sense of dread. The journal described the demon as a creature of pure malice, feeding on fear and despair. And worst of all, it seemed to have taken a liking to her. The more Chloe thought about it, the more she realized that the strange happenings in the mansion were getting worse. It was as if the demon spirit was growing stronger, feeding on her fear and weakness. Determined to put an end to it, Chloe began to research ancient rituals and spells that could banish demons. She spent hours poring over dusty tomes and cryptic scrolls, trying to find something that could help her. Finally, she found what she was looking for. A ritual that promised to banish even the strongest of demons, if performed correctly. Chloe gathered the necessary ingredients and prepared for the confrontation. As night fell, she made her way to the mansion's grand hall, where the demon spirit was said to reside. She lit the candles and began the incantation, her voice shaky but determined. At first, nothing seemed to happen. But then, Chloe felt a presence in the room, a cold breeze that seemed to come from nowhere. She continued the incantation, her voice growing stronger with each passing moment. Suddenly, the demon appeared before her, its eyes glowing with malevolent fury. Chloe didn't flinch. She continued the ritual, pouring all her strength and willpower into the words. The demon tried to resist, lashing out with tendrils of dark energy, but Chloe held firm. She refused to be intimidated, drawing on every ounce of courage she possessed. And then, with a final burst of power, the demon vanished. The room was filled with a blinding light, and Chloe shielded her eyes, feeling a rush of energy coursing through her. When the light faded, Chloe looked around, her heart racing with anticipation. The demon was gone, and with it, the haunting presence that had plagued the mansion for so long. Over the next few days, Chloe packed up her belongings and prepared to leave the mansion. As she looked back at the grand entrance one last time, she couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. But she also knew that the experience had changed her forever. She had come face to face with the supernatural and had emerged victorious. And while she still didn't fully understand the nature of the demon, she knew that she would never forget it. As she drove away from the mansion, Chloe felt a sense of closure. She had faced her fears and overcome them, and she knew that she was stronger for it. And while she would never forget the horrors she had experienced, she also knew that she would never be afraid of them again.